Today I decided to do a review on my Electrolux ultrasilencer. I bought this machine online and I gotta say I love it. It's awesome. I've had it probably since late April and it's July 26th or something like that. So I've had it for quite a while now. A decent enough time to be able to tell if I like it, and I liked it the first day I bought it. This thing has a lot of suction, a lot of it. I really wanted a canister vacuum I really wanted a bagless canister vacuum, to be honest, with a power nozzle. Because I have a Kenmore Progressive, and it's like bright white. They still sell it. I bought it probably 4 or 5 years ago from Sears, like after Black Friday. It was still on sale. And I like it, but it doesn't have an adjustable wand. So it's one height. I don't really feel like it deep cleans this carpet very well. And I just have been noticing it making some weird noises. I sent it away under warranty because I bought an extended warranty for that. And they fixed it, saying that it was an improper bag install or something like that. And it wasn't. It just decides to make this yodeling noise, or it sounds like a Chewbacca on Star Wars, and it's really annoying. So I wanted a bagless canister because I do like bagless. I already had that one, so I was like, I'd like a bagless model. Well, all of the models that are bagless, unless you want to spend a fortune to get one, you're not going to get one with fingertip controls. And that's the problem with Electrolux. They don't offer a lot of models with all fingertip controls. This has a power switch here and your retractable cord. But when you look at the wand itself, you can see you have your on-off, your carpet and floor, and your suction control. Now, the one thing that I don't really care about the fingertip controls is the suction control is one button. There's no up and down. So if you want to go to speed 4 and you're on 5, you have to click the button 5 times to get to speed 4. Well, I think. 4 or 5, whatever. I'm not trying to be completely specific, but it's kind of a pain in the butt. The Kenmore, it has a slider switch to adjust it. It's variable. Rather than 5 speeds, it's just completely variable. It'll stop wherever. I'm sure it's not that sensitive that if you just dimmed it down a slight bit, it's going to completely reduce, or it's going to make much of a difference, because it probably won't. But the one thing the Kenmore doesn't have are these shock absorbers, so the hose can hang without creating a split from tension or stress. And the same here. The one thing I don't like about it is it's not a very easy to use 360 like the Kenmore is, where it's at an angle and it just kind of spins whatever direction it wants. This is a little bit stiffer, and because it's like a crush-proof hose, it's kind of harder to manage. But I liked the fact that this has a 7 or an 8 foot hose on it, and my Kenmore only has a 5 or a 6. That extra foot of difference makes a difference. A huge one. Because I find myself when I'm using a canister, if I'm using an upright, I always hold the cord in one hand. It's habit. I always hold the hose with my canisters in another hand. So if I'm holding the hose, plus I'm holding the power nozzle handle, there's no slack between my hand that's holding the hose and the connection to the canister. So the whole point of having a canister where it just sits and you just kind of vacuum while the canister sits in the middle of the room was non-existent with the Kenmore, because the hose is so stubby. Plus the canister itself is an extra foot longer than this one. So it was just a pain to lug around because it was heavier, it was bigger, plus the shorter hose, that meant you had to move it more, you had to pull it up into your car, rather than with this, I can just sit it on the ground outside and vacuum my car. It's got a nice handle that flips up, like this jumbo size handle, and it's got these cool like decals of like plants and flowers in it. I can't really get it to focus. I don't know why. So that's all done up. You have your filter right here, which I found is actually universal with my Electrolux versatility that I have. This is not a filter on the inside. That's sound deadening material. And it also has a filter in here as well. There's two of these black filters sandwiched in. Ooh. I did not mean to do that. Then the bag chamber on this is quite small. I'll just open it. I buy my bags on Amazon. I buy generic ones, and I buy the cloth because they're extremely expensive if you buy the Electrolux original brand. Plus, you got to order them anyway because there are no places that sell the bags for this machine anymore. I don't believe Home Depot sells the Electrolux models anymore. You can see there's dirt inside. I've only vacuumed maybe 2 or 3 times with this since I replaced the bag, and I mean, it's probably halfway full. It pulls a lot of dirt out, and it is very powerful. You can't even tell unless the thing's up in the upright mode, or the wand is upright. It just roars. The hose does. Of course, the main unit doesn't because it's so silent. But with the generic bags, because it has this weird docking station that lifts up and out, I had to put some tape up here. That's what that blue is, because the door wouldn't close on this vacuum. So it just made it kind of a pain in the butt. But I do like the fact that because you have that docking station, you can't close the vacuum bag in this. There's really no way to mess it up. So it makes the bag changing process easier. So I guess I'll just test it out, or I'll show you guys. I've already used it several times, probably 50 times or more. You have a adjustable wands button here, and I like the fact that you just push it and you pull. There's no holding the bottom piece and pulling the 2 pieces apart. But you also have it up here as well, so you don't have to bend down if you don't want to. I usually vacuum on the second height setting. It goes even farther, but it's ridiculously long. It's not even needed. So I usually leave it on the second setting. And then you also have your release for your handle. It has the crossover wand. So you have your crevice tool here and your dusting brush. And you can see it does swivel. And I want to show that at first I thought, wow, I really wish the handle itself, you could attach the power head just to the handle. And you can. I was thinking at first it wasn't going to let me, but it's because the crevice tool was getting in the way of connecting down here when I wanted to do a mattress or something. So it does connect. It just, that tool was getting in the way. And I figured this out one day when I was vacuuming my car, and I had the crevice tool sitting on the seat, and I was just like, you know what, I'm just going to hold the power nozzle instead and vacuum, because it will make connection, but it won't stay. And then it just clicked into place, and I was just like, oh, maybe it just needed a little force. And you can hear it, and you can see it. It progressively speeds up. That's high. And then So that is a quick video of my Electrolux ultrasilencer. This is the deluxe model. I think this thing sells for like $600 or $700, depending on where you buy it. I got mine on sale, so that was nice. But I mean, it's really worth picking up. I think it's built really well. It vacuums really well. It's not like you're spending a ridiculous amount of money for a vacuum that is mediocre. If you're in the market for a canister vacuum that's bagged and you don't want to spend all that money on a Miele, I recommend picking this up because, or one similar to it, because I really don't feel like you're sacrificing performance. I think it does a really great job. And it has really nice, almost like roller skate style wheels, and it just glides so quietly across the hardwood floors, and it has a lot of power. It has a little upholstery tool that came with it. It doesn't house on the machine, and it also came with a horsehair floor tool that I've never used. But everything's really quiet, really compact, but it's a full-size machine. And I'd say it's probably the quietest vacuum I've ever used, and my dad will be sleeping, and we have a ranch-style house. The bedroom is on the other side of this living room that I'm in, and I can vacuum even the carpets on low speed, and he can't hear a thing. And I mean, I could probably vacuum on high if you're a heavy sleeper. So, but this is my review. If you have any questions or requests, you can shout out. I'll try and do them. I just really do these videos for fun, but I'll try and answer any questions or requests.